Good evening, everybody. I'm Kushan, and welcome to tonight's stream. Tonight, I'm going to be continuing to play Command Modern Air Naval Operations, and I'm going to be playing the Red Flag 2017 scenario by Tomcat 84. Red Flag is a world-famous exercise held multiple times per year at Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada. It is the mother of all flags and features everything a fighter pilot can wish for in an exercise: dedicated adversary fighters, lots of SAM transmitters, good airspace, and plenty of live bombing targets. Its focuses primarily on fighter aircraft working together in CMAO packages to accomplish challenging objectives. 2 missions, 1 day, 1 night, are flown each day for 2 weeks with various assignments such as defensive counter-air, air interdiction, escort, dynamic targeting, and combinations of the above, and more. This scenario puts you in charge of a night blue package with AI and DT tasking in the second week of exercise Red Flag 17-3, and it's up to you to make it work. To give you the idea of the scope, airplane scheduled to fly today are as follows. So, there we go. Pretty much everything you can think of, we've got it flying tonight. Yeah, no, this is definitely not a tutorial scenario. So as you can see, these are pretty much all of the AI tasking. And then, of course, we've got our recon elements. We've got a RQ-170A out of Creech. We've got 3 MQ-9Bs out of Creech, and we've got 2 RQ-4Bs out of Creech as well. Red Air is flying a large number of F-15s and F-16s out of Nellis as your adversary. They will replicate certain threat types, which will be discussed in more detail in the blue brief. Red Air will be able to regenerate several times in order to provide proper opposition. You'll not have to worry about managing that part, though. MiG-1 has it under control. Your task is to strike several target complexes in Redland while minimizing blue losses. CSAR tasking might develop if blue losses do occur. And a hint, those guys need training too, so even if you do really well, have a plan in mind. Additionally, 1 or more high-value air targets might develop. You have 5 hours to carry out your mission. This also means that all aircraft, ACA included, will fly only 1 sortie, no landing and rearming and taking off again. All target complexes are on the Nellis Ranges. They are roughly divided in a northern and southern target area. Both are heavily defended. We are the first strike against this nation. These pre-planned targets each contain several DPIs, of which as many as possible should be hit. Most of these are various HQs, palaces, communications nodes. However, we should also further degrade the integrated air defense systems by targeting SAMs, radars, and air bases. In short, all Reds DPIs you see in target areas are valid targets, but be wary of some civilian collateral damage concerns. Note that it is almost impossible to destroy every target. You will have to prioritize and deal with the fact that you can't always achieve as many as your leadership might want. Play smart. Map that includes the location of the target areas is the next section on threats. Detailed target imagery for the pre-planned targets where available is provided in Appendix A at the end of this brief. You can make your own decision. Okay. This is a big scenario for basically being only 5 hours long. There are several air threats in today's mission, as well as several ground threats. This is not your father's red flag, with SA-6s as the biggest threat. It is not day 15 of the war, where all the major threats are already down. We are facing a strong adversary with modern systems, and we are the first strike against these defenses. We are kicking down the door tonight. 3 Redland airfields are likely to be factors today. First is East Goldfield. This airfield is located in the target area and is active. Intel suggests that additional plans are in place to increase the amount of enemy fighters based there, and as such, we aim to take it out tonight. There are 2 more airfields, Tonopah to the north and Yucca to the south, both containing a mix of various types of fighters. They are well protected, and we do not have the assets to take out the IADS everywhere in one go. As such, these 2 airfields will not be struck today. We can only engage the fighters as they come out to meet us. Do not engage Yucca or Tonopah airfields. Ground threats consist of a large number of advanced systems. Some of them are at fixed known locations, but the majority of them are mobile, and their exact locations are known. They may radiate already or only come online once you close in order to surprise you. Beware and use your SCAD assets. Taking note that many modern systems may be able to engage your anti-radiation missiles and other bombs. Additionally, we expect significant numbers of ZSU-23 AAA systems scattered throughout enemy territory. Alright, so the enemy order of battle. So at Tonopah, we've got 20 to 30 Su-30 MKM flanker Gs, armed with AA-12s and archers. I think archer is what, the AA-11? And then we've got another 30 to 40 Su-27 flanker Bs, expected to be armed with a mix of 10A and 10C archers. East Goldfield Airfield has 10 to 15 MiG-29 M2 Fulcrum Cs, confirmed to be armed with AA-12 adders. Yucca South has 5 to 10 MiG-29 M2 Fulcrum Cs, 10 MiG-25P Foxbat A's, and 30 to 35 MiG-29 Fulcrum A's. So they're older model Fulcrums armed with A-10A archers, or A-10, 10A and archers, expected to be used to second tier filler. Enemy missile order battle. We got SA-20 Gargoyles, which are S-300s, SA-10B Grumbles, SA-2F Guidelines, so less of a threat, IHawks, SA-3 and SA-26s, SA-17 Grizzlies, SA-11 Gadflies. Oh, so yeah, I'm sorry. So we don't know the number of Grumbles. Guidelines, we've got 1, but I would not be surprised to see more. Yeah, this is one really detailed scenario. Tomcat did an excellent job on this briefing. Where were we? So pretty much don't know most of the SAM systems. We know there's probably about 2 SA-3/SA-26s. We don't know how many SA-17s. We don't know how many SA-11s. SA-15D Gauntlets, SA-19s, SA-22 Greyhounds. Don't know how many of any of those. So lots of tactical SAMs, some strategic SAMs. This is going to be This is going to be this is going to be bad. And Crowtails, Rolands, S8B Geckos. So we got some short range SAMs in there as well as SA-18 Grouse Manpads. Oh man. Threat and target overview. Man, this is a long briefing. Tactics are up to you. However, there are some restrictions. Airspace-wise, the container around Groom Lake is obviously off limits. Oh, darn. And you cannot approach the targets via south of it either. Depart to the northeast, out of Nellis to the holding areas east of FLOT. No shooting off air-to-air missiles near Creech Air Force Base through the restricted airspace into Yucca area. These shots will probably be low PK anyway. Keep your AI assets in check. Keep in mind the capabilities of the enemy IADS and use your assets in the best possible way to overwhelm and take it down. One hampering factor may be the weather. There are some slight light clouds between 20 and 23,000 feet that may force you to put assets into the 20 kilometer SAM envelopes for some sensor usage. Be smart about this. Assets. Alright, so these are the assets we actually control, not the assets that were under AI tasking. Well, I guess this does actually include AI tasking. So our SAD assets: Victory Flight of FA-18Fs, Phoenix Scorp Flight of EA-18G Growlers, 6 of those, Gambler Flight of 8 F-16 CJs, Hosier Flight of 4 F-16Cs, Faker, which is 1 EC-130, and Gremlin, 1 B-52H. So I'm assuming if the B-52H is armed with SEAD, it's probably got MALPS or the Yeah, it's gonna. SSN's got it right. It's going to be get eyes up first and then start picking off SAMs with escorted arm strikes. So Victory Flight, U.S. Navy F-18Fs times 4. Offensive counter-air units, we got 4 Typhoons of Venom Flight, 10 F-22s of Pulsar Flight, and 8 F-15Cs of Chosen Flight. Air-to-air refueling, KC-30, couple KC-135s. Combat Search and Rescue, A-10s. Some MH-47s and MH-60s. J-Star support in 1 E8C. AEW is 1 E3G. And ISR, we've got 1 EP3E Ares, 1 RC-135 rivet joint, and 1 MC-12W, along with a couple of drones out of Creech. Wow, and we're still not done with this. We're not expecting any ground dynamic targets to pop up today, but there's another kind of DT possible. It is not out of the realm of possibility that the great spiritual leader of Redland, also known as Objective November, decides to abandon his cause and attempts to flee using an IL-62 classic passenger plane. If you detect this happening, use any available asset to shoot him down. Don't expect any CAOC? Command Authority? I don't know. Action in this. You are cleared to deal with this on your own. We are not sure where he is at the moment, but we expect him to enter the airspace from either the west or south in order to escape northward towards Orange Land. Also be aware that Redland has multiple IL-62s. We do not know which one will be carrying Objective November. Any hostile IL-62 is a valid military target. Combat Search and Rescue. We are facing a potent adversary, as you should be aware of by now. It is very likely that we will take some losses, and as such, we have some assets available to recover our downed aircrew. If a friendly pilot ejects, he should follow his standard escape and evasion procedures, and we should be able to get an initial location on him. Once this is done, you can start a coordinated rescue mission. The rescue mission needs to be feasible. There is no point in sending rescue troops into a SAM MEZ that isn't survivable for them. Retask offensive counter-air and SCAD as required to create a permissible environment. Then send in the Hercs or choppers as required to get our crew out. The CSAR commander will give you additional instructions to accomplish the task when needed. Expect that a rescue helicopter needs to be within about 1 mile of a downed pilot for several minutes in order to pick him up. You may elect to already have some of these assets airborne to reduce response time, but mind that this may cause fuel problems. It's your call. However, do not send these assets across FLOT under any circumstance. Under any circumstance, there is no ongoing CSAR situation. They are too valuable just to loiter in enemy territory. Note that some fighter support might be needed for air-to-air cover. For any air-to-ground support, 2 A-10s are available. And targeting priority, which I think is the last major section here. Primary targets: Air Force, Army, and Air Defense Headquarters bunkers. Target with B2s, sorry. Any IL-62 Classic trying to escape Redland. SA-20 site. Any SA-10s you encounter. National Army Headquarters, Revolutionary Guard Headquarters, Air Force HQ, Air Defense Sector HQ, 3rd Army HQ. East Scotland Airfield, all palaces and modern early warning radars, Big Bird and Tin Shield. Secondary targets are any SA-17s and SA-11s. Older early warning radars, Tall King, Big Back, Spoon Rest, Flat Face. I wonder where people come up with these code names. Railway stations, electric facilities, communications and relay hubs, army camps, and radio and TV stations. Tertiary targets, all other SAM and AA systems. Make sure you only take them out if you have to for coalition force survival or when sufficient munitions are available. Again, do not engage Yucca or Tonopah airfields. Good luck. And because it's missing images, so we don't actually have any of the maps. And with that out of the way, 20 minutes in, I need a quick drink before we get started.